One of the terms that annoys me lately is a gaming computer. What constitutes a gaming computer? What does a gaming computer need to be? It seems like nowadays a gaming computer has to have RGB lights, has to be able to play everything at 100 FPS plus, where a gaming computer can certainly be any old desktop. It's crazy the amount of people that come in and go, I need a gaming computer. What do you want to play? I want to play Fortnite. What have you got? I've got a laptop, this. I'm like, well, they can play it. Granted, it mightn't play it brilliant, but are you sure you want to spend? Are you sure you want to spend upwards of $1,000 to make it play better, or you're just happy with it the way that it is? I remember back in the day when I basically first got into computers, I had a Pentium 2, Pentium running at about 200 megahertz, 256 meg of RAM. Might have even been less. It might have been 64. But at the time, I was just playing Half-Life 1, and ended up buying a network card, and I could play 1v1 Half-Life 1 deathmatch on basically a Pentium 3 or Celeron 800 megahertz with 512 meg of RAM and a TNT 2 card in there. And the other machine was just a Pentium 2 MMX 200 megahertz piece of POS basically. Except that machine was able to play everything multiplayer with mates. It was brilliant. And granted, it was not a gaming computer. It was pretty damn bad for that stuff. But it done its job just fine. It was, by definition, a gaming computer. I was playing games on this computer. And that seems to be one thing that's definitely missing nowadays, where people are wanting, well, granted, if you want a decent graphics card nowadays, you're spending through the roof. If you want a mid-range graphics card, you're spending through the roof. Until the 3050s come out, which on desktop I'm not sure when that will be. But better revive this fella. But even when the 3050s come out, how much are they going to be? $400, $500 Australian, $300 US. It's all not very nice prices at all these days. Take him out too. But the cheapest barrier or entry into gaming nowadays is laptops. Which, as I'm playing this game right now, I'm playing this on an old Lenovo Legion Y530. It's got a GTX 1060 6GB model in there, i7 8750H, and 16GB of RAM, a single stick of that. And right now, as you can see, it's playing at around 60 FPS. Granted, it could be playing it much better, but it's definitely acceptable. Where I don't know what people are wanting to play on nowadays. Granted, unless you're playing Cyberpunk, you don't really need the latest and greatest. I will say that monitor technology has definitely pushed gaming forward, especially with 2K, 4K monitors, and then refresh rates getting up ridiculous nowadays, where some of them, granted I'm happy with 144, but then there's 165, 240, then higher even. So granted, if you do have a machine that can power that display, it's definitely going to look a lot better, but I wouldn't put that down as a necessity, where if you're already spending $500 to $800 on a monitor, and then you're also going to have to spend the difference to power that. And then you see some people hooking up old CRTs to a 3070, and they're playing a game that looks absolutely brilliant. The refresh rate's instant, where the refresh rate of a monitor, granted you have the refresh rate and the millisecond response time, and they can be two completely separate things. Let's keep going here. And I find it crazy, like they're playing at a resolution of 1280 by 1024, I think it is, and the games look brilliant. The colors look essentially HDR, being that there's the cathode ray tube firing directly at the glass in front of you. It's definitely going to look bright and brilliant. And those monitors, some of them just seem to last. Where I think back in the day I think it was a 17-inch Philips. I think it was 107D was the model number on it, because it was used for a password for a while. It's about the only reason I'm remembering it. Whoop. And better revive this fella. Nope, he didn't wait. Where a monitor like that had a TNT2, and this Celeron, essentially P3 generation, it wouldn't play games too well, It wasn't until we upgraded to a GeForce 2 that it actually made a decent improvement, but I remember back in the day playing GTA 3, that was alright. No, it didn't get him. But yeah, I just find what constitutes a gaming computer, where nowadays even an entry level gaming console, so Xbox Series S, where they're around $400 or $400 Australian, about $300 US, and they're playing games bloody brilliantly, especially with them also having keyboard mouse support. That the keyboard and mouse support, well, why would you bother having a $800 computer when this is going to outperform that? Especially when all you're doing is playing various games that probably now support cross-play anyway. It really removes the need for a budget gaming computer. Well, I'm also curious to see where the Steam Deck will end up, where that will form, or how that will influence the gaming world. But at the moment it seems to be essentially a Switch killer, which the Switch was already basically dead on arrival. Once you got rid of those first party games, it's now just turned into a relatively festive shovelware, which is granted what the Wii became, what the Wii U didn't become because it didn't have the market share. Whoop. But at the moment I'm happy gaming on an older machine. Granted, I am getting my hands on a much better laptop for the future, where I'll be going back to a 3060 machine and doing a review on that. But mainly what's pushed the purchase of a new laptop is the new Battlefield game. I'm not sure how well that will run on something of this age. As you can see, it's running around 70 to 80 FPS or 60 to 80 FPS depending. And this is running at medium graphics. So granted, I'm going to expect Battlefield 2042 is going to be much more demanding than what this currently is. Where's that plane? There he is. Might as well go get a E. But yeah, that's just one little rant that I've had for a while, is just I need a gaming computer, where I've always been one to go for performance over appearance, where that trend has definitely swung the other way nowadays. Bugger. I think I saw him too. Where people would rather spend $200, $300, $400 on RGB fans, a crazy looking water cooler. And what are they getting out of that? Really not much extra. Well, take it to medic first and get taken out. Where I'd rather spend an extra $200 on the graphics card and get a much more powerful graphics card. Granted, most of the machines I'm using nowadays, apart from what I'm building for customers, is a laptop. So what I buy is what I get, all in one machine, and away you go. Let's push for D. Where gaming laptops I see very similar to... I don't know why the game's gone like this. I've now got a circle in the middle that's clear. There we go. Oh, shit. That's bugger. Nope. Anyway, that's my bit of a rant about that. And I'll catch you guys in another video. Bye.